Hey guys, happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been a little inactive the last couple of months, just going through a lot. One of our dogs died, and then I actually found a puppy. So, yeah, been having fun with that, and quite possibly if he comes up here while we're doing this video today, I will introduce him to you guys. But anyway, so today what we're not doing a pour today. Doing something a little bit different. I figured with everything going on with the COVID-19 virus going around, and schools being shut down and all that fun stuff, that I would show you guys some cool ideas of things you can do with your kids while they're at home, because I know it's probably going to get boring. With some stuff that you might already have around the house, or that are pretty cheap for you to get. So this is going to be the first video. I'm going to try to do one each day, just to give you new ideas of stuff to do. Because I know it can be hard entertaining the little ones. So today we are doing watercolors, which I know watercolors aren't that difficult to do, but I was going to show you a couple things that if you don't have them already, it makes it a little bit easier to do it. So yeah, we're going to do that. Materials, you can use just plain paper. I have these little mini canvases. They're 6x8. This was a 5-pack. I got it from Michael's. So there's that. This is how they come packaged. And then there's a couple of them that are individually packaged inside, and then a couple that aren't. So, kind of cool. I usually use the ones that are unwrapped first to kind of preserve the ones that are wrapped. So I'm going to show you a couple different things that you can do with these or with your watercolors to kind of plan out how you're going to do it, and a couple other materials. So other things you need, obviously you need a paintbrush. With watercolors you need water. And then you need, obviously, the watercolor paints. This was Artist Loft from Michael's. It was $5 for this. And I've had this for a while and I'm still using it. So it works and it lasts. Other thing you could possibly have are watercolored pencils. These are from Arteza. And I got these to test out just to see how they are. And when you open it up, you got different trays. I got these colors out at the moment, so that's why there's not in there. But those are the watercolor pencils. Each tray has more color pencils in them. I believe Michael's also makes their own brand of these. So you can pick those up. They're pretty cheap. Michael's brand is usually pretty cheap. These ones I got off of Amazon for, I want to say, $25. And then the brushes I have are Arteza watercolor brushes. They have water inside the brush. You press this little button here and it releases the water so you can paint with it. And I do like these. They're less of a mess than using, obviously, a cup with water and a normal brush. So that's an option. You obviously don't need these. You can just use plain brush and water. That's obviously fine. Michael's does have one. I saw it while I was there earlier today. So yeah, and I think it was maybe $2-3 for that watercolor pen or paintbrush. So yeah. So a couple things you can do when you're planning it out. You can obviously just paint on the blank canvas or piece of paper. That's an option. I like to sketch out my idea a little bit. So we got a butterfly here that we're going to do. I'm going to do this with the Artist Loft so you can kind of see the difference between this, just the regular watercolors that you would use, to the colored pencils. And then this one I obviously sketched out and I pre-colored it with the Arteza watercolor pencils. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So pretty much when you use these colored pencils, you just color it. And then you use the watercolor pencil or watercolor brush or pen, whatever you want to call it. Use that to blend the color together. So we will start with this one since it's already colored. Let me make sure I have you in a right good spot so you can see. And you might see the pup down there because he is up in the room now. So, as I said, you just squeeze a little bit and you get some water out of the brush. I'm going to kind of blend this up here first because I have some brown on the brush at the moment, so I don't want to get that in the flower. So we got that there. We're going to start on the stem here, and I'm just going to blend the color together. And this gives it that, obviously, the watercolor look when you do it. And it is possible to do better shading this way. If you're going for a more professional look. Obviously, your kid doesn't have to do anything too fancy like this. They're just easy just to blend out. And make into an easy watercolor thing. Oop, I probably should have cleaned that off first. So this flower might not look the prettiest in the world, but I'm just showing you how to blend it at the moment, so. If you're gonna sketch it out, I recommend either lightly sketching it or doing it with the colored pencil that you're gonna use to paint it with. Because obviously, doing it the way I did it, you get the pencil mark through it if you're using a lighter color. Which is fine if you don't mind that, but if you do, obviously you want to make sure you use either the same color with a colored pencil that you're going to paint it so it blends in better, or just not sketch it first, just paint it. Alright, so I got a little extra water in there. So that doesn't look the best. I have done better. But you get the basic gist of it. You just get it wet and you spread it out, make it look like you painted it. Very simple, very easy, and very minimal mess. As you can see, I don't really have anything covering my desk at the moment while I'm doing this. So it's a fairly easy thing to do. What are you chewing on? Sorry. That's the puppy. We'll put this one aside for the moment and we'll bring the butterfly over. So with this one, we said we were going to use the watercolor palette. So with this, I kind of like this a little bit better because you can control how much water gets on your canvas easier that way. I get rid of that plastic bit, just makes it fit better in my opinion. I'm going to stick with the same brush I have. We're going to go into the green here. And if I accidentally knock the brush, the camera here, I apologize in advance. So I'm just following the outline. I always start with my lighter colors first, with my watercolors. Clearly, I didn't do that with the flower, and you saw what happened. I got that green in the flower, and it doesn't look as good anymore. So that's probably going to be a piece that I go back to with acrylic paint and paint over. Because that also is the downside to watercolors. It's very hard to paint over your mistakes and start again. It is possible, but it is a difficult thing to do. What are you doing? Hey, no. Sorry, excuse me. No. All right. We are back. I apologize. Just like a kid, puppies get into everything. I'm sure most, if not all of you guys know and understand this. So I'm gonna add in some of the light green in here, just kind of do some shading and stuff in here. Yeah, it's pretty basic, you know. I'm not doing anything too fancy. It's very, very simple design I'm doing, number one, and your kids should be really good at doing. Or they can just, you know, as I said, freehand something, whatever they want. Give them something like a prompt or something. Like, as you can tell, I've got spring on the mind, so I've got some springtime paintings going on here. Or give them a picture of their pet and tell them to paint their pet. That's fun too. I did that earlier today myself. I took an old picture of my golden retriever that passed away in July, and I painted him. And it turned out pretty well. I plan on doing the same with my yellow lab that passed away at the beginning of this year. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Just like that. And then I always finish with the dark color, and this dark color with this is going to be black, so I'm going to go around it with the black. And if you want to clean off your brush in between, you certainly can do that. I recommend, if you're using a brush like this, just have a paper towel and just dab it off on the paper towel. That works just fine with this. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm not really trying to be very fancy because I'm just, again, giving you some ideas to do with your kids. And kind of filling the void and making you guys listen to my dog or my pup chew on a water bottle. He loves those, loves water bottles. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you guys how to make pony bead animals. It's something I learned how to do in an after-school program, actually, when I was little. And it's really fun. It's easy. Kids can turn it into a keychain. It's real simple, real simple. This looks worse in the camera than it does in front of me. Look at that. With these, you want to be careful where your hand goes on it. Clearly, if you put your hand in it, it's going to make a mess. But yeah, so that is that, just using it from the palette. And then obviously if you want to freehand something, just grab a blank piece of paper and go for it, you know. The sky's the limit when it comes to just painting. And clearly you can do this with acrylic paints as well if you want. It's all up to you. So, yeah, that was watercolors today. As I said, tomorrow we're going to do pony bead animals. And then I think most everyone has crayons. So we're going to do something fun with crayons and a hairdryer, because most people have a hairdryer as well. So, as I said, we're going to do things that are fairly simple that you can do with stuff you already have in the house, or that's pretty cheap to just run and pick up real fast before we're possibly locked in our homes for 3 weeks. You know, you never know what's going to happen. So I think to end the video, I'm going to bring you over to meet my puppy. So excuse the wiggle. And you guys haven't been up here before. This is my room. So this is my desk where I just kind of play games and such. This was a drawing I was going to do. I was going to put on one of these canvases in watercolor. I'm just playing around doing fun stuff over here. This is one of my shelves. It's kind of a mess at the moment because my cat goes through it. I guess we're doing a couple things today. We're doing how to watercolor and look at my room. And yes, that is me with Matthew Lewis. Met him at Michigan Comic-Con this past year. So there's that. That is a picture of me and my favorite horse, Danny, and a wolf I've painted. All right, Remy Roo. And, excuse that, this is Remy. He is about 4 months old now. He's a healthy pup. And yeah, his name's Remy. I call him Remy Roo. My brother and my mother calls him Turd Blossom. Yeah. This is one of his favorite toys. He makes a moose noise with it. Some of you may have heard it if you're a friend of mine on Snapchat. Which my Snapchat, if anyone wants to add me, is MythoHippo. And yeah. So that's my pup Remy. He says hi. Love you all.